It's a 9.
9.
7.
7.
Nice.
Oh, also 7.
7. Gregory, what is your grit?
Yeah,
Also, hi, Raiders.
Oh no, Gregory. Oh no.
I really want to just be part of the team. So that's gonna be a 7 for me as well.
Hey.
Awesome.
Hey.
All of you hear screams.
Okay, this is
In your next turn, you'll have -1 on any of your rolls except for Symbiosis rolls, please.
Okay.
This is not different than we've had screaming lead so much.
One of the legs, like one of the big mech legs, kind of like pats Snasher's back, and it's like, yeah, that's okay, buddy. Just let it out.
It is now your
Just-
turn for another Symbiosis move.
We're still not within cure range, right?
You are.
We just need to advance it one more.
One
Oh,
more,
boy,
or
one more.
push the monster down 1, so the monster is right under you. Okay. Or you could be right on
And-
top of the monster. If you move that track, you get a D10. So either way.
What if we set him up for a big group hug?
What move would that be? A setup?
The set him up,
Set him
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
All right. When you use subterfuge, trickery, and subtle action to confuse, I guess that would be a good one.
Getting very strange messages from the group, like,
Yep.
oh, it's like,
We've
what?
really
No.
switched the tone of this fight.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
So
it's
I actually,
great.
if a toddler's about to start throwing a tantrum, you can like hear him winding up. Apparently, it actually does help to just like start whispering, because it's like the emotional tone, the rapid emotional tonal shift just kind of snaps him out of it, and it's just like, wait a minute, wait, what the fuck is going on? So it works.
Who is gonna roll the +5?
Ooh.
Because it is a team move, but only one of you can roll.
I have a 0.
And this is
Right?
And they have
You're the
if you're
finest
going
one
to
fine,
roll,
yeah.
everybody's
Gregory,
hugging.
you're the finest one here.
Yeah,
The
I'm the finest one.
finest.
All right, I guess I'll be the fine one here. Let's go.
You've done nothing but feed this thing. It has the least amount of ill will towards
This
Do
is
you
true.
want to add
This is
D4
true.
to your roll?
Add
and
a D4?
Yeah, you would have to
Oh.
assign a fine background that would work for this situation.
Oh.
Fine is like the dexterity of this game.
I would say that. Oh man. Help, friends. Help. Help.
I mean, we could put cooking in there, I guess.
We could put what?
Cooking. Because you need fine motor movements to like slice and dice stuff, and
Yeah.
That is true.
Line cook.
Line
cook.
I think, yeah, I was about to say I cook so much that would be that would definitely be that's second nature to me. So yes.
Perfect. Let's if you're going to use that, I'm gonna add it here now. You can add a D4 to your +5
Thank
roll.
you.
Yay.
Thank you. All right, here we go. Let's see how fine I can really be. Kiss it. Roll. Hey, oh no. Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Okay, so my D6, both of them was a 5 and a 1.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh no, that's terrible. And then the D4 kept tumbling, stopped on a 4.
Nah,
Hey.
Nice.
you get a perfect 10, and that means all of your hugs have calmed Snatcher because you're all like, everybody's like, don't worry. Like when a baby is upset, right? And this is
Mhm.
my experience where a baby is upset and struggling, and all you want to do is to calm that baby down. Everybody's like just tapping everywhere on Snatcher just to be like, and going, shh, 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 so that the
Yeah.
screaming stops.
Okay. It's okay.
And you are now able to, you're on top of Snatcher, and you can roll a d10 in your next move, by the way, because Snatcher is
Oh.
gonna try to kick all of you off still because they are struggling to like break free. Everybody roll. Actually, what are you gonna try to do in the face of this? If you're gonna try to hold on, roll with force. Because you're either force or grit if you're gonna try to stay on. If you're gonna try to jump off so you don't get crushed, roll fine.
Can I magic eyes real quick? Ben's eyes can captivate anyone for a moment or
Where
two. Like I feel Snasher starting to move, and I just
where
like
are you?
lock eyes.
Are you like
Uh Hanging off the side of the Fortuna, given some scritches up top
okay?
with a bunch of eyeballs.
Okay, you can actually if you're gonna do that. Let's do that first. So Fen, you are able to captivate Snatcher as this is happening.
Mhm.
So but all of you can roll twice and you take the advantage. So you get the one
Oh,
that's better.
you
So
are
All right.
phenomenal. All right.
Oof. 9.
okay,
11.
awesome.
I got an 11. 11
Awesome.
on the face, so I'm not gonna worry too much about what stat it is.
Gregory, what's happening?
I walk up to this creature and I just lay into it with all the hugs I can with my double 6 roll.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Everybody is calming Snatcher down. You are all on top, next to hugging him, and you are now it is now your turn. It is now the team's turn.
Mm,
And you can apply a cure if you're ready.
It's cure time,
Sure.
I
Cure
think,
time,
Sure.
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
What
Who's rolling it?
I do want to know first what cure you're going to do at this time.
You mean like how we're gonna do the last cure?
Yep. I'm
I have
curious.
an idea if no one else does.
Go
Go
for it.
for it.
Jinx.
So I think as you know, everybody's as it's starting to calm down and everybody's hugging and trying to like just just pour as many positive emotions and vibes as they can into this creature. Um like he's looking at the joke book and he's like, oh God. Hold on. And like runs back over to all the stuff, comes back like barely able to hold everything and just sets it out. And like he sets it out and then just what's the ground like?
It's a hill. It's like stony with a little bit of a
Stony.
hill.
Is
The
it
ground.
kind of like dusty or
Yeah. So
okay.
it's like a I want to say like what you would imagine a dungeon like
Yeah.
stone floor would look like, but there's a little bit of a hill.
Okay. I just wanted to see if there was like something he could like draw in the dirt.
Oh yeah, for
If
sure.
there was like dirt there. Okay. So he's going to, from what he can remember, draw out the you know, as best as he can, the maze, and he's going to take each item from each room and place it there
Oh.
in the different rooms. And as he does that, he's going to just like draw a bunch of crude little people underneath, all smiling, and then just draw a big heart at the top of it. And
Oh.
then he's going to like he does all that and he's like, I hope this works. And he just like looks up at it and then like he's gonna point to the dungeon, all the stuff there. He's gonna point to the heart. He's gonna point to the people, then point to the heart, point to Snasher, and then he's going to take out uh he already has his joke book out. He's going to take out the picture of him and his mom, and he is going to show, like, in one hand have the picture, the other hand have the joke book, and he's gonna like show these to Snasher, and then put them both in one hand, point to the heart, and then point to himself, and then just wait and hope to God it does something.
All right. Well, go ahead and get your cure roll ready.
Am I
D10
rolling
two
it?
eights.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
No pressure.
Okay, yeah, cool, no problem. Do-do-do-do-do. No pressure as like the gold's up to here. No pressure. No pressure. All right,
Casual.
D10 and 2 D8. All right. Oh God. Oh, dice avalanche. There were no survivors. Okay. Let's do this. I'm just missing a D8. Where in the fiddlesticks has that gone? Because I know I had it like 2 seconds ago, and then
It's only like a
oh,
14% chance of failing this roll,
wow!
which
I
is
don't
higher than I
like,
thought it
in
would
the
be.
famous words of Han Solo. Don't tell me the odds. No,
Well,
no,
that's the
no.
probability. Odds would be like 7 of 50.
Don't tell me the odds. You still didn't. Then you went and told me the odds anyway. That's it. I swear, Zad, it's gonna be me and you. I'm gonna fight you with high fives and hugs. Keep on.
Just like Snasher.
All right, here we
Yeah, don't
go.
worry. I got my song and dance routine all primed up and ready to go. Come at me.
It worked on the monster, it'll work on you. All right, and oh, I couldn't math for a second. That is the end of the session tonight. Thanks everyone for coming by. No, no, it's an 18.
Perfect.
Hey.
Hey.
Heal
Hey,
this
oh boy.
monster's wound. And they lose all the abilities that the wound granted them, which is you finally hear quiet. The screamings have stopped. Snatchers looked at the artwork that you have drawn, and they are calm. And the scene sort of closes on that as you're all standing there watching a calm Snatcher. You're all able to leave. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead,
It's just
King.
it's just a long, quiet hug with no one sure what's going on.
Yeah, the scene closes on a long, quiet hug. And Elise sort of like half in, half out. That is what the scene will close on. The session isn't over yet. I did promise some blessings, but that is where the scene will close. It's been a couple of days. The labyrinth has settled down. People are going in and out, one at a time, not in groups anymore. You visited the stable, but there's no one. There's no one there. The animals have all left, except for. I mean, the animals they're there, but they don't. They're not being taken for like rides anymore. Josiah is nowhere to be found. and the scene opens up with all of you, including Elise, who has been pulled out eventually from that portal at the mayor's house. And you're all talking about what had happened. What happened after that moment where Snatcher is quiet down? How have you been spending your few days? Maybe 2 days.
And can I ask a question?
Of course.
Are we still technically in the symbiosis phase because we haven't moved on to move on?
We're out of the symbiosis phase. We're going to deal with the move on
Damn it.
later. I mean,
Okay.
unless you have a move.
I have a move that plays right before the move on. Yes.
Okay, let me actually look at that. We
Yeah,
could
no worries.
let's see.
It's on my short list of moves to pick up as we go forward.
Let's see.
This is very fun.
Actually, let's cancel everything I said and go back to the go back to the cave, the
Mhm.
labyrinth as you're all hugging. Let's
Mhm.
forget everything I said there and like "Roar," and open back up the scene. You're all there with Snatcher, hugging her. What do you do?
Staring, unblinking, unmoving, terrified of doing anything until something happens one way or another.
Snatcher is crying
Mhm.
among her many, many, many eyes as well. Just soft crying.
Like, is this like a
It's
relief?
yes, it's a relieved cry. You can feel that it's a relieved cry of like finally the pain is gone and all of my I'm connected. I am it's a good cry.
Okay. Ooh. I really don't think he knows too much of what to do at this point about that.
Mm-hmm.
He's just he takes it that he's not going to die, which is definitely a great thing. He really enjoys that. And seeing this creature just having one of those letting it out in a positive way kind of cries. Um I think he reaches out, and I think he's just gonna like reach out close to its face and try and do that thing like where you want to pet like usually a bigger animal like a horse or something, but you don't just go up and start booping the snoot or anything. You just put your hand out to like show your intention, and then just kind of wait to see if it meets you the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm. Snatcher leans closer so that your hand touches, the top of their head. They're still crying.
Truthfully, I think Gregory starts crying too at this point, just from the like, okay, great, I'm not gonna die. That was so horrifying, and just like the relief of that, he's gonna probably start crying a little bit as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think Fen climbs out of Fortuna um, and starts making their way down Snatcher's back. Uh, if I'm able to recognize any of the eyeballs from previous adventures, just kind of give them a pat or a scratch as I'm walking past. But I eventually manage to like slide, get all the way down to the bottom, Um, and just kind of like pull Gregory into a hug, and then like lean back and kind of nestle the two of us in between, um, like where Snasher's head attaches to the rest of their body. Just kind of like hold on to him, have one arm around Gregory, one arm around Snasher.
Awesome.
We're just gonna be there.
Snasher does lean into you as well. The crying continues. Okay, are you gonna do anything?
He's just gonna be supportive to Snatch and do like like the pat the pat on the side thing, like everything like just be there for Snatcher as like Snatcher's gotta let this out.
Yeah. Carme, I believe you mentioned you had a move that you wanted to do.
Yeah, could I spend one of the aces to maybe do some sort of move? Which, yeah, if that's okay. Narratively in Carme's voice, we just hear it. It says specifically to wax poetically and ideally in a soft whisper. So get ready for some ASMR.
Let's go.
Just choke up on the mic. Get right in
Yeah,
there.
just choke it up right here, getting in deep. As nightmares give way to waking, and seeing gives way to feeling, the monster's monstrous habits become melted as one with the love and affection of those who seek to quell its distress. The glistening eyes, diamonds in the night of its quiescence, calm their frustrated gaze, and as the days return to normal and sleep resumes amongst the masses gathered, the beauty of the labyrinth, not maze, very important distinction, as some people would like you to know, returns to normalcy, and the careful harmony cultivated between those who live around it and those who keep the web of it at its center return to the stillness of morning's waking and the joy of dreams replacing nightmare. That's it.
That was wonderful. You see Robert, who's been there the whole time, by the way.
Robert!
Like, all right, I'm not gonna do anything, mostly because Snasher, and he wants to make sure the Snasher is okay and doesn't want to get in your way. But you see Robert crying as well, just like crying and sobbing, but comes up to all four of you, and says, "I think we should let Snasher rest. I think we should just go out for a little bit because I think it's important that Snasher feels just some rest time. If it's okay with you guys, I think it's just important. I think if it's okay, I can guide you guys out. I mean, I think Snasher just needs time to themselves right now." And that's what Robert says.
Can Carme give Robert a hug?
Yes. Carme, you can tell me one of the following that you will be picking for the next session, please.
Begin next session with an automatic success on any one clock segment.
Perfect. All right. If you would keep that as a note, I will try to remember it as well. But in the next game, the next session that we have, a clock segment, any one clock segment will be marked as complete. You all leave the labyrinth with Snasher's blessed companion, Robert, who has sort of calmed down now that as he has left the labyrinth, and says, um, uh, "Please don't leave until uh, please don't leave yet. Snatcher will want to reach out later, um, but take your time, explore the area if you need, and then I'm sure Snatcher will reach out. Well, I will reach out, and then he turns around and goes right back into the labyrinth. It's like he's running towards the center.
Can I like get his attention
Oh,
and
before he turns, go ahead.
I just want to like everybody else is like, oh, that's such a harrowing adventure we had. I'm glad we made it out and everything. And as he's like going back in, I think Gregory's just gonna kind of like be like, uh can't if we're just gonna be here waiting, can you take me back to the back to the peach room?
Um, Go ahead and roll for allure. I want to see if you're
Okay,
able to get his attention before he running back in.
sure. My allure is oh, hey, that's a 0. That's not terrible.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not negative.
Wee, beep, 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 beep.
Okay, so we have survey says your boy's got a yep, 5 and that's a 9.
Awesome. He does turn to you and says, "I will take you back to the peach room, but not today.
Oh,
You will enter the
okay,
labyrinth again.
okay.
Do not worry." And then he turns and runs because he's just like itching to get back to like
Yeah,
Snatcher. He's like, "I'm done with y'all. Thank you for saving Snatcher, but I have more important things to do, and that is to hang out with Snatcher." And just runs back in. You have 2 days where you spend exploring Tanaris Mall. And again, we reach that last day where you're at the mayor's house. And you're all sitting down just talking about what had happened when Robert knocks basically and walks in and says, "If you all are ready, Snatcher would like to see you. Each of you."
and individually or
That is up to you. Do you want to meet her as a group, or do you want to meet her together?
Together?
okay.
I think we're good
Perfect.
to all go together.
Perfect. Though Snatcher did say uh she wants to lead Gregory in a separate tour later, if that is okay with Gregory. As
He's just
promised.
visibly like vibrating in his seat.
Carme
Perfect.
just
Peaches,
leans over
peaches,
unnecessarily
peaches,
and whispers, "Peaches."
Peaches.
Peaches,
Peaches,
peaches, peaches,
peaches.
peaches. Anyway, uh
The only memorable thing in that entire movie.
it's the best thing in that movie. Anyway, uh Robert leads you down the path that you went before when you first came here. You see again the stable is closed and hasn't been open for 2 days. Um, Nobody knows where the giant chicken has run to. Nobody knows where Josiah has run to. People are more or less not interested in going into the labyrinth because of what had happened and all of the information that has come out since then, of all the people that had gone missing, you know. um and basically you hear from other people that Snatcher is a little bit more selective about the people that they let into the labyrinth. Sometimes the labyrinth doesn't even open up. They can't find the entrance if Snasher doesn't want to let you in. So you've heard that it's basically like it's an invite only situation currently at the labyrinth. And you've been invited, all five of you, including Elise.
Yes.
So it doesn't take long after entering the labyrinth that you find yourself in front of Snasher. And Snasher looks a lot better. Like a lot better. Like you can see the smile in her face. You can't tell. You don't know how you can tell, but all the eyes seem to be moving around her body and smiling. But you don't know why you think that. But that's what all the eyes are doing, just like a breathing eyes. It's creepy, but it has like this positive feel to it that you can tell it's a happy thing. And Snasher looks at all of you and says, though she doesn't speak, you can hear her voice. And it's a melodious, like, still a million voices, but it doesn't hurt this time around. And it does sound like calm in your ears, and says, I will forever be grateful for the things that you've done for me, for us. We are connected again. They turn to Elise and says to Elise, please keep what you saw a secret. I don't think the world is ready to know what you saw. And Elise nods. I do want to give you certain things if you would let me. And she takes 5 very small eyes from her body and gives it to all 5 of you. If you are willing to accept my gift, these eyes will be a part of you, and we will be connected. Not the same way my eyes and I are connected, but still connected. Do all 5 of you accept the gift, or at least 4 of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. You now have a third eye, and you can decide where that eye will be located. And the third eye will connect you to each other. It is a faint connection, but it is there where you can feel each other's emotions moving forward. So you have a third eye that connects the 4 of you, the 5 of you. This is also what we call a monster blessing. That means should you choose for your move on move, and we will discuss this later as well, but you can apply a monster blessing to any moves that you already have to update it, or should you choose to add a different move to your things, that's fine, but we'll talk about it later. But this does count as a monster blessing if you decide to apply it to your character sheet. And with that, the 5 of you step out of the labyrinth. Well, 4 of you. Gregory has been led back to the Peaches room and was given a bag. And that bag you can fill to your heart's content of anything, of as much as you want. And that is where our session will end today. Hey y'all, thanks for watching from the library, the finale for this arc. Even though it's the finale for this arc doesn't mean we're not coming back next week. We are going to start a new arc next week, so keep an eye for from the library next week because well, we'll see, right? Before we go, let's go ahead and do another set of introductions of who you are, who you played, where we can find you on the internet, and all of those lovely things. Let's go the other way around this time, and let's start with Lynn. Hey.
Hey everyone, I'm Lynn. Grimmin art pretty much everywhere on the socials. You can find my art there, including the ones like the ones I've done for this here game. And you can catch me a bunch of things coming up soon, so keep an eye out for that, and as well as some Gundam model kit building streams in the near future.
Hmm.
That's exciting. Also, the art that Lynn did for us, as you saw in our intro, super amazing. So if you need to hire her, I mean, absolutely do it. It's worth every penny. Anyway, speaking of worth it, hey Gregory. Bees, it's your turn. Why don't you do all the stuff that I said earlier?
Well, hello everyone. I am again Bees, your happy, healthful harbinger of hype. You can catch me on Twitch at big_bees, BEAZ. You can catch me on Blue Sky at Big Bees, and everywhere else at biggest_bees. Um, got a lot of interesting things coming up. I am going to be in a soon, probably around, I want to say maybe beginning of March. We are looking, I had to delay this because a lot of awesome things in life, but uh hopefully around beginning of March, I will start putting out the episodes for my actual play called Across the Plains Digiverse, which is a Digimon actual play starring one of the phenomenal beings in this call, Sad. Um and it's just it's a fantastic story of Digimon that has grown up with us. So it is not just about friendship and the power of heart. There's a lot of rough shit going on, and these poor beings are overcoming this. Um,
The
you
prequel
know,
villain was fascism
oh yeah.
and assimilationist. Like, boy, we had a lot of shit going on in that
Oh,
game.
that was such a good game. So yeah, I'll start releasing those. Also, if you're not doing anything February 5th around 2 p.m. EST, why not tune into Steam's Next Fest? You know why? Because your boy will be on there as a panelist.
Yay.
I will be playing Redacted, and also going over Redacted, Redacted, and Redacted. If you would like to know what those are, tune in. It's going to be amazing. Also, my last thing is I will be doing hosting, running, and couch commentary for GDQ's Unapologetically Black and Fast. That
Hell
is going
yeah.
to be February 16th through the 19th, starting at 1 p.m. EST. I will be kicking off the entire event with the very first run of the event on Friday at 1 p.m. EST. So definitely come watch me kick butt and take names as a samurai rabbit in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge as I go for hopefully a new PB. And that's, just follow me on socials for anything else.
Awesome. And next, speaking of socials, hey, Zad, why don't you do the thing and
Speaking of socials, like you
say
don't know what
all
this
the
is.
socials and stuff?
Hey, my name is Zad Kiel. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Zadkiel in Green, Zadkiel in Green. I am the creative coordinator for the Game Open podcast. We are a collaborative storytelling collective building world one game at a time. We are making our way, kind of coming up to the last two games of our God's Potluck series. The first two episodes of Bree and one of her friends playing God Killer by Brianna Chang
Ooh.
are up right now. Guys, Glyza, I'm tired and sick, y'all. Glyza and I played a Green Hour. Ben and his crew played Advent and Fallible Gods, and then Rob threw together a crew for Fiasco. It's been an absolutely wild time. And the mythos and metaphysics of the game woven world are at this point thoroughly fucked. So come check us out. We're having a good time out there. But yeah, other than that, across the Digiverse, apparently coming in March. Thank you, bees. And yeah, have a great rest of your evening.
Awesome. And a great rest of the evening. Speaking of that, hey Carme, why don't you bring this wonderful evening of introductions? I don't know. Do the thing.
Arya.
Oh, Arya. My bad.
That's
I'm
it.
tired. Go ahead, Arya. Why don't you
There is no line.
tell the thing?
There's no line. It's just a blend. Hi, I was Arya, and I will be, and I will continue to be until not. Thank you for coming here. We love you.
Sweet. And speaking of thanking you for coming here, hey, it's me. You're already here. I am Glyza. I go by they, them. I do a lot of things on the internet, but right now, I want to take this time to ask every single one watching now and in the future to call for a ceasefire, a permanent ceasefire to stop the genocide of the Palestinian people. Call your reps, send letters, faxes, text messages, protests, educate yourself by going to decolonizepalestine.com, but really mostly bring the truth of what's happening to the public. Don't let the propaganda confuse you, and inform your family and friends of what's happening right now in Palestine. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. And that's it for tonight. I'll see you all next week. Bye. Elise is in the middle of a field, but she doesn't know why or how she got there. Funny thing is, it's just half her body sprouting out of the ground. She watches as monsters and humans fight and clash. There is a big boom as one monster falls to the ground, overwhelmed by people and getting stabbed. Another monster appears and steps on an army of people. Elise feels herself being pulled up until she's missing only her calves. More and more people and monsters fall. One monster, the size of a small squid floats by her and says, "You don't belong here." Elise is unable to say anything back. The squid says, "You may be stuck here." Elise is unable to say anything back. It takes so long and it almost feels like she's never going to get out. But slowly, her body is being pulled out. Pulled out. Until it's just half of her body again stuck in this weird world where monsters and humans are fighting. Eventually, she's completely pulled out, and she witnesses her friends and Snasher in tears and crying and hugging. And Elise leans in for a hug.